We just witnessed the most terrifying thing about the Minnesota Wild as we just got our first real taste of what this team looks like with Quinn Hughes. And also, one line that has been long awaited for a breakout has officially occurred. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video, going over our first taste of what Quinn Hughes is going to bring to this team when he gets more familiar with this system. But what we just saw, I am still in shock, and the rest of the NHL is absolutely horrified about what this team brings. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video. Before we do jump into it, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you one favor, and that's if you haven't already, be sure to hit that sub button. Your guys' support has been so incredible over this Quinn Hughes acquisition saga, and we have a lot more coming. There's no sign of slowing down. We had a video earlier today about the updates for this game, and we're going to have another one tomorrow about some more updates regarding the next move for this Minnesota Wild team. So you won't want to miss it. Be sure to hit that sub button and hit the bell as well so you get notified whenever we upload. But we need to jump straight into this. And first of all, I wanted to go over the box score. Not the box score necessarily, but the goals, because this game had a lot of just phenomenal stuff to pick away at. And looking at this game, originally starting with Vladimir Tarasenko, him getting his goal, nearly getting a hat trick, him and Danila Yurov. That line with the Russians has played absolutely fantastic the last two games. This game in specific, though, was where we really saw them boom. This was their breakout line. This was their breakout game. These two together, it was just unbelievable to watch. And that's not even including everybody else that has kind of worked all with that line. Quinn Hughes on that line quite a bit as well, or being paired with them on defense. It worked out very well. A guy who's normally a goal scorer in Vladimir Tarasenko, creating an absolute incredible between-the-legs play to get around the defenseman. A backhand across the crease to Danila Yurov. Just some insane plays, and it has been long awaited since these guys really were going to catch some wind, and they finally did that here. And I feel like just bringing these goals and the points from these guys and looking at just the overall goals here and the points for this game really resulted in that. Now, also going, of course, Kirill Kaprizov getting one, Matt Boldy getting one. These guys both can still continuing to play at an extreme level. Kaprizov getting the power play, officially the most power play goals in Minnesota Wild history. Congrats on that, and has now officially moved into second place in all-time goals for the Minnesota Wild. And Matt Boldy with a crazy and just a smart short-handed goal. I mean, keeping the puck on the ice, cutting into the slot, just a phenomenal, phenomenal play. But that wasn't all. There's, of course, one big thing that we saw in this game that was really at another level, and that was Quinn Hughes. Looking at how this game really played, the 8 penalty minutes that Washington Capitals did take, the shots, the face-off, the Wild were able to generate plays to give Quinn Hughes an opportunity. And with those 8 penalty minutes came 4 power plays for the Minnesota Wild. And did we ever see Quinn Hughes appear? Looking at this right now, Quinn Hughes played just under 30 minutes time on ice. Him and Brock Faber. Now, you notice Daemon Hunt. He left the game with a knee-on-knee right at the beginning of this game. We're going to be breaking that down here in a few minutes. But seeing everybody in this lineup right now, especially on defense, jump into another level. Many guys here, especially Matt Kierstad, David Jiricek, punching above their weight class for this game, kind of being mixed up in some lines. Huge, phenomenal job to them. But you saw Quinn Hughes, what he's really made of. And of course, you aren't going to see it just in the first game. You're not going to see it in this game. But we got a glimpse of how he is able to hold, generate, and create plays in this game. He is at another level. And I mean, there's no other way to describe it, because playing 30 minutes here with your second game with this team, generating multiple opportunities, the shot on the power play, which it did hit Eriksson Ek, dropped right to Kaprizov for the backhander, top left over the glove side due to a righty goalie of Charlie Lindgren for Kaprizov's power play goal. And not just that, the breakout passes, everything that you and we wanted to see from Quinn Hughes has already been underway. And like he said last game, at the end of last game in that press conference, he will continue to get better and better on that. He just needs to get more familiar with the team. And, throwing someone in the lineup like this, you don't expect him to go out here and do what Quinn Hughes just did, but that just goes to show another level of player that he actually is. So I'm super hyped about that. I want to know what you guys think here in the comments below. And I really do feel like this is incomplete without talking about the hockey stat card. You look at Danila Yurov and Vladimir Tarasenko. I hope these guys' games today don't go under the radar because of what Quinn Hughes did. But still talking about Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber, once again, I'm still not trying to undermine them because they were absolutely fantastic, generated the win here for this Wild team. You look at Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber. The defense, the offense, from individual and team, everything is positive. Everybody else here in this lineup does have a little bit. Goes to show the level of hockey these guys were playing today. Down to 5 defensemen. And still being able to do this is genuinely crazy. And like I said, without kind of undermining these guys here, in 15 and 16 minutes time on ice respectively, 3 points. We're really starting to see Danila Yurov come into himself. Vladimir Tarasenko is a major help to that. And Bill Guerin was absolutely right in trusting his gut with Danila Yurov, thinking that he is ready and making that Quinn Hughes move possible because they trust how Danila Yurov's development is going. And if this isn't a positive sign towards that, I don't know what is. And I mean, shout out to that second line once again, because this top 6, phenomenal. Yakov Trenyan up here in that second line, not normally a space that this guy would be. A phenomenal job from him. And even the bottom 6 here. Great to see Foligno back. Great to see some drive from everybody else here in this lineup. So like I said, let me know what you think. But we do have a few more updates here in this video regarding Daemon Hunt. Of course, leaving the game early here in this one with that knee on knee. Only playing a little bit less than 4 minutes. And Michael Russo tweeted this out when this did occur. Bogosian, Brodin, Middleton, and now Daemon Hunt are all out. Daemon Hunt limped down the tunnel after being checked by Ethan Frank, did not return to this lineup, and now is just another player down. Another defenseman at that, another left-handed defenseman. The Wild can't catch a break, and like we've seen this team be all season, really, and like we saw them say on the broadcast, you get one guy back in Marcus Foligno. You see 2 go out. At that point, it was Bogosian and Marcus Johansson, it was for this game, but still, the sheer amount of people out is just definitely a point of concern. And when you're looking at the injuries, like I said, Bogosian, still a right-hand defenseman, but Brodin, Middleton, now Daemon Hunt. You're looking at these lines right here: Quinn Hughes, Daemon Hunt, and Matt Kiersted. If Daemon Hunt's out any time, that is a bit longer ahead of Thursday's game, and we do not see a return for either Brodin, Bogosian, Middleton, who is likely not going to be, or Daemon Hunt, the Wild are going to be limited to only a few possible moves, and there are a few in the AHL. It could be a Carson Lambos time, a Jack Pert. There's many other names down there that could get the call. But this is getting a bit concerning for the Wild. Of course, another left-handed defenseman going down with an injury, and of course, we've seen this year already the Wild mix up their defense by having right-hand shots on the left side and left-hand shots on the right side, whatever can fill the hole. They've done so. So it's just another injury, which is crazy to actually talk about and crazy to see again. But right now, all we can do is hope that Daemon Hunt is okay. Someone is returning soon. We just need to hope for the best from this defense to get healthy as soon as possible ahead of Thursday's next game before we have 3 games in 4 days over the weekend before the holiday break. Once again, some very important games, but this is exactly what the Wild needed to do to get this win. A bounce-back win specifically against the Washington Capitals, but also another win as we do continue towards the holiday break. They want to make sure they're hot before they do that and show the rest of the NHL that they're not to be messed with. So what is now one of, if not the most terrifying team in the NHL, has made their mark again. And I want to know what you guys thought about this game, specifically Quinn Hughes, but also about that second line. And if you think this should stick, even when the injuries kind of all get healthy, do you think that this line should stick together with specifically Tarasenko and Yurov? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have here in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.